Fano fighters are establishing district level, Wareda level governments. A video is in circulation showing how district level governments are being established by Fano fighters. They tried to establish such governments in 2023 as well. But then military launched major operations and Fanos were dismantled from those governments. Gujum tried to establish local governments, I remember. This time it's happening in Avolo. Secondly, Ethiopian Prime Minister talked about ownership of a port. What is the Prime Minister saying? And lastly, ONLF. Ogaden National Liberation Front says no more talks. What does it mean? Is ONLF going to take up arms against the Ethiopian government? Let's start with this story, which is about Ogaden National Liberation Front, ONLF. ONLF was an armed group fought in the Somali region of Ethiopia against the Ethiopian security forces. ONLF has been claiming that Ogaden people are marginalized, that their rights are being denied, rights are being violated, and their resources are being controlled by the federal government of Ethiopia. It signed peace deal with the government in 2018. It laid down arms. It turned into a political party, but ONLF fighters could not be integrated into regional forces. And ONLF now complains that 2018 peace agreement has not been implemented by Prosperity Party government. PP, meanwhile, has split ONLF. Two ONLF have emerged. One is backed by the Prosperity Party, led by Kalbi Dahaga. Second ONLF is led by Abdurrahman Made. He's based abroad. That ONLF is not allowed to carry out any activity, political activity in the Somali region of Ethiopia. Their offices are closed. Their gatherings are attacked by security forces. That ONLF, led by Abdurrahman Made, yesterday released a message, a short message, 3-word message: no more talks. This is what ONLF wrote yesterday. What does it mean? Does it mean that ONLF is now going to revert to armed struggle? So far, we have not been able to confirm any development pointing towards start of an armed movement, resumption of armed struggle by the Ogaden National Liberation Front. But ONLF is frustrated with the government because government is going to give recognition to ONLF of Kalbi Dahaga, which will participate in next election. Abdurrahman Made ONLF has no place in Ethiopian politics. That is why this ONLF is threatening the Ethiopian government. Secondly, was Ethiopian PM talked about ownership of a port in a speech. Take a listen to what the Prime Minister of Ethiopia said.
እኛን ማንም ሊያቆመን አይችልም። የኢትዮጵያን ብልጽግና እናረጋግጣለን። የኢትዮጵያን የወደብ ባለቤትነት እናረጋግጣለን። የኢትዮጵያን ልማት እናረጋግጣለን። የምንናገረው ለመፈጸም ነው። የምናስቀድመው ሰላም ነው። የምንፈልገው በትጋት በስራ ነው። ሁሉ ፍላጎቶቻችን የሚሳኩት በኢትዮጵያውያን የተደመረ ጥረትና ትጋት እንጂ በልመና አይደለም። ማንም ዓለም ለኛ የሚገባንን በራሱ ፍቃድ አይሰጠንም። በእኛ ጥያቄና ትጋት በእኛ የተደመረ እና የታቀደ ስራ የሚፈጸም።
The Prime Minister of Ethiopia said, we will ensure ownership of a port. Ethiopia has access to ports. It has access to Djibouti's port, access to Kenyan port, but it wants ownership. And some say it wants a restoration of its access to a port. Because in the past, Ethiopia used Massawa as a port. When Ethiopia says it wants ownership of a port, that sends a wrong message across the Horn of Africa. Somalia, Djibouti, Eritrea. None of these countries is willing to give full ownership of its ports to Ethiopia. But Ethiopia adamant that no matter what happens, it will gain access to a port. And much of Ethiopian narrative and pressure now is directed towards Eritrea. Ethiopia wants access to a support. Its efforts to gain access to ports in other countries, full access to ports in Somaliland, Somalia failed, talks failed, MOU could not be implemented. Djibouti is not willing to give the type of sea access which Ethiopia wants. Only country remaining is Eritrea, which is not willing to talk to Ethiopia. But Ethiopia is flexing its muscles, political muscles, military muscles, diplomatic muscles, that whatever happens, it will gain access to a port in Eritrea. Let's see. But tensions set to rise between the two countries because this issue of port access has driven a wedge between the two countries, and they're not negotiating. If there is no negotiation, definitely there will be more tensions, more hostility. Lastly, with Fano fighters are establishing local governments now. People say, Sajid, we saw the same in 2023 to Fano groups established local governments. Then Ethiopian National Defense Force launched operations and Fano fighters disappeared from the places where they had established local governments. Yes, criticism is fair. It happened in the past too. So they are giving it another try. They want to establish governments. They think they are in a strong position now. Firstly, watch a clip. This clip is from Gidan Voreda, which is in North Ovollo zone of the Amhara region, where a local government has been established. How was it established? What are Fano commanders saying? I'll explain that a little later. Just watch this small clip first.
ያው ስሜለታ ለማታውቁኝ አርበኛ ኮማንዶ ፍቅሩ እባላለሁ። የአማራ ፋኖ ብሔራዊ ኃይል ምስራቅ አማራ ቀጠና የግዙፍ የራስ አውራጃ ሳምነው ኮር ምክትል ወታደር አዛዥ እና እኔ ብዙ መልዕክት የለኝም። ፖለቲካም ብዙ አልችልም። ወታደር ነኝ፣ ታጋይ ነኝ። ፖለቲካው ለፖለቲካ ትቼዋለሁ። እኔ ታጋይ ነኝ፣ ፋይተር ነኝ። የአማራ ማህበረሰብ ነፃ ለማውጣት ያለ ደሞዝ ያለ ምን የወጣው ታጋይ ነኝ። ታውቃላችሁ፣ ይሄ ማህበረሰብ ደግሞ ለኔ እናቴም አባቴም ነው። ምክንያቱም ከዚህ 2 ዓመት በፊት ትግል የጀመርነው መጀመሪያ ሙጃ ላይ ነው።
Well, the Fano commander who addressed the people told the people that Fano's fight is for the Amhara people. The existence of Amhara people is in danger. That is why Fano are fighting. By the way, there is a large crowd, which you can see in this video. And it seems that hundreds were there. Civilians, local government employees, all were there. It happened in Moja. It happened in Gidan. In Gidan, there is Moja. And Moja is the first place which was captured by Fano recently, when they released pictures from Moja and from Sanka. So Fano fighters, firstly, in this engagement with government employees and civilians, told about the reasons behind their struggle. Secondly, they chose a 4-member committee to lead the Warada. 4-member committee. They said that gradually other representatives of the people will also be elected. In the video, the Fano commander told the people that if there is any crime, any harassment in the area, and people face pressure about giving bribe to government officials, or if they face threats from criminals, from other elements, they should intimate the 4-member committee, which will see the overall affairs of the Wareda. The commander announced that Wareda chief will be appointed by Fano. Kabale level administrators will be chosen by the people of the Wareda. Interestingly, the commander invited people to join Fano. He said anyone aged between 18 and 40 can join Fano. And Fano is giving a handsome salary. He said 40 to 60,000 birr per month salary will be given. So what Fano is giving to their fighters, I think it's more than the salary of an ENDF soldier. I think ENDF soldier's salary is not 60,000 birr or even 50,000 birr per month. No. Doctors are being paid 10 to 15,000 birrs. Fano fighters earning 50, 60,000 birr. That is why I say that security sector is the only sector where jobs are available for the youths. And these jobs are basically very risky job. People have no future, blinded by ideologies, propagandas. They're just ready to kill each other. Lastly, the Fano commander tells the people of Gidan that when Fano fighters need food, they need clothing, they need support for their injured Fano fighters, local people will have to support Fano. Fano won't beg. Fano won't request people. People will support Fano fighters. This is how Fano groups are establishing governments, district level, Wareda level governments in North and South Wollo. We have seen 3 meetings so far, Vichale, Marsa, and in Gidan. All 3 happened in North Wollo. That is why I'm saying Fano is consolidating in North Wollo. It is advancing in South Wollo. Showa Fano is going to join soon. It joined yesterday, in fact, when Showa Fano captured Karakore. But what everyone is waiting is ENDF's response. What will ENDF do, which is gearing up for a major attack on Fano in Wollo, reportedly. Thanks for watching.